ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। I think we need to resume from 10, no? We are in the 10th shloka.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Let's chant from 5 onwards. Tattvam rajastama iti
Sattvam rajastama iti
gunaः prakriti sambhavaः
gunaः prakriti sambhavaः
nibadhnanti mahabaho
nibadnanti mahabaho
dehe dehinamavyayam
dehe dehinam avyayam
tatra sattvam nirmalatvat
tatra sattvam nirmalatvat
prakashakamanayam
prakashakamanāmayam
sukha sangena badhnati
sukha sangena badnāti
jnana sangena chanagha
jnana sangena chānaga
rajo ragatmakam viddhi
rajo ragatmakam viddhi
trishna sanga samudbhavam
Trishna Sanga Samudbhavam
tannibadhnati kaunteya
Tanni Badnati Kaunteya
karma sangena dehinam
Karma Sangena Dehinam
tamastvajnanajam viddhi
Tamastav Tamastvajnanajam Viddhi
mohanam sarvadehinam
Mohanam Sarvadehinam
mohanam sarvadehinam
Mohanam Sarvadehinam
प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः
Pramadalasya Nidrabihi
तन्निबध्नाति भारत
Tanni Badnati Bharata
सत्त्वं सुखे सञ्जयति
Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati
रजः कर्मणि भारत
Rajakarmani Bharata
ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः
ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः
प्रमादे सञ्जयत्युत
प्रमादे सञ्जयत्युत
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय
सत्त्वं भवति भारत
सत्वं भवति भारत
रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव
रजः सत्वं तमश्चैव
तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा
तमः सत्वं रजस्तथा
So he introduced the three gunas from the shloka 6 onward, 6, 7, and 8. And 9, he summarized all of them in one. And then in 10, which we are studying now, he is telling what it means to say that a person is a sattvic person. You say, what is the meaning of that? Does it mean that person only has sattva guna, no tamas and no rajas? No, if you ask the question, the answer is he says no, that's not the way it is. So we saw a little bit last time, and he's saying rajaha tamaha cha abhibhuya tattvam bhavati bharat. Hey Bharata, this sattvam is there. When you say somebody is sattvic, sattvic itself is not a Sanskrit word, it's a anglicized word, right? Like Vedic. Vedic is neither English nor Sanskrit, correct? Vedic. We are good at making up all these words and we act as though that's the right way to say it and all that. So that's good. And we have a lot of confidence in what we say. Anyway, Tattvam, this Sattvam, he's saying, Rajaha Tamaha Cha Abhibhuya. Abhibhuya. So that when you say a person is sattvic, it means that sattva guna is predominating, overpowering rajas and tamas. That's all he's saying. So therefore, Sanskrit students should if I ask you the question, Rajaha, the first word Rajaha, what vibhakti it is, and it vibhakti is what?
Prathama.
Prathama vibhakti. Any other answers? Okay, I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. Sattvam rajas tamaha abhibhuya bhavati. That is a statement. Sattvam rajas tamaha
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Dvitiya. I
Dvitiya.
thought okay. So you understand rajas is Dvitiya vibhakti. Object can't be subject. Subject is Sattvam. Sattvam overpowers rajas and tamas. So rajas, rajasi, rajamsi, manas like. And again, rajaha, rajasi, rajamsi. I think that's the way it should go. Anyway, so that is the Dvitiya Vibhakti object. All right. Then what? Rajaha, Sattvam, Tamas Chaiva. Then what about Rajas? Rajaha, Sattvam, Tamascha, Abhibhuya, Bhavati. Right? That's how it should be. So Rajas, now there Rajas is Prathama Vibhakti. Then what? Like Krishna is taking the pains to tell all this. We have to spend a little time on this. Tamaha, Sattvam, Rajas, Tata. Then Tamaha becomes Prathama Vibhakti, subject of the sentence. Then Tamaha, Sattvam, Rajas, Abhibhuya, Bhavati. So when you say a person is tamasic, then that That means what? It's not like all other gunas are vanished. No, it's not possible. Even to respond to somebody, you have to have more than tamas. And so tamaha overpowers sattvam and rajas. That is how these qualities will manifest in people. We want people to be sattva pradhana. Why? Because it's possible to be sattva pradhana. Hey, sattva guna is good because it makes us do things. It makes us appreciate subtle things. Without appreciation, subtle things. What is it? Our Upanishad is saying, Pashurevam Sadevanam. And then we are no different than an animal. Animal also is giving birth every year after year, or janma after janma. I am also going to give birth. Have a birth, take birth, not give birth, take birth. So that is what he's saying here. All right, so let's translate this. Look at Sattva manifests by overpowering rajas and tamas. Full stop. Rajas manifests by overpowering sattva and tamas. So the words manifest by overpowering in the second sentence should be in brackets. In the last sentence, you can guess tamas manifests by overpowering sattva and rajas. O Arjuna, Bharata. Tattva manifests by overpowering rajas and tamas. Rajas manifests by overpowering sattva and tamas. Tamas manifests by overpowering sattva and rajas. Okay. So now let us chant the shloka. Number 11. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin.
सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्
Prakasha upajayate.
प्रकाश उपजायते
Jnanam yada tada vidyat.
ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात्
Vivruddham sattvamityuta.
वृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत मित्युत
So it must be Vivruddham Satya Sattvamityuta.
वृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत
Sarvadvareshu dehesmin.
सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्
Prakasha upajayate.
प्रकाश उपजायते
Jnanam yada tada vidyat.
ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात्
Vivruddham Sattvamityuta.
वृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत.
Yeah. So now Bhagavan Sri Krishna is answering another question. All right, we have only introduced gunas. And we have said the sattva is great and tamas is like this, rajas. Great, we didn't say. Sattva has these qualities, thinking related qualities. Rajas is activity related qualities. Tamas is slowing down related qualities. Correct? Can we say that? Inertia. Inertia. Tamas means inertia. All three are needed. How can you say sattva is great? All three are needed. Okay. If a scientist cannot sleep, the guy will quickly get tired. Quickly get tired. Right? Some people can't sleep. I've seen they're just sitting like this, and I remember I met one or two people. They can't sleep. They may lie down, but then they're like this. So it's awkward. It's awkward. So we have to check with the medical community what happens to people who can't sleep. So anyway, so all are needed, but the the proportion keeps changing. Proportion keeps changing. Okay, but on an average, a person has is a sattva predominant, or rajas predominant, or even tamas predominant. Tamas predominant. Tamas predominant person has to be told everything that has to be done. Person can't think for himself. Person, so have to be very careful with that person. In the sense, independent decisions the person cannot make. We see such people. And so now the question is this: is it possible? Is it possible for me, if I'm a Tamav Pradhana person, is there any hope for me or not? Suppose somebody asks, right? Hey, I want to change. Can I change myself? Or Krishna has said, this is it. This Janma, this is it. So, and so the answer to that is coming up. And the answer is what? No, you can change. You can change. If it is not possible to change, you know what? We can stop studying all this pranayama, yoga, and all. We can stop. There's no need at all. The word yoga itself means what? Hey, it's a discipline. And what is the purpose of the discipline? It's supposed to do something good to me. It's supposed to make me calmer. It's supposed to take my anger away somewhat. It's supposed to take me towards the Shastram. So many things we say. It's supposed to improve your health. Previously, the guy was smoking and drinking and all. Now, somehow something happened. Guy got introduced to some asana, yoga, pranayama. He started attending. Great. The guy stopped drinking, stopped smoking. It's a huge thing in his life, correct? And so the word yoga itself would not exist in our lexicon, in our dictionary, if this improvement was not possible. In fact, the Western people will say, "What is this? What are you saying? Guna can't change." We have look at our psychology section. It has so many books and there are so many speakers and there are so many self-improvement groups are there, right? With that being there, you can't say this proportion is going to be fixed. It's not possible. And how many yogas are there? If you start counting, you'll need many pages to write it down, right? And Nadi Yoga, Anahati Yoga, Kriya Yoga, like this, the list is very big. And when you start studying Bhagavad Gita, we'll give another 18 more yogas are there in this book. 18 more yogas, disciplines. So, therefore, the possibility is obviously there. And so Shastram is meant for us to. It's going to, in addition to whatever I see in this world, whatever I can use in this world, I can use the Shastram also to help myself. So, Janmana Jayate Shudraha. Look at this sloka, beautiful shloka. Janmana Jayate Shudra. Every human being is called a Shudra when the person is born. What is Shudra? Shudra is what? Shudra means a person who is unable to think for himself herself. Tama predominant person. That is a Shudra. That's all it is. Shastra says all of us are Shudras when we are born. Shudra is there. And so then what? Then karmana dvija uchyate. Then some disciplines are given to that person. You have to do certain things every day. Okay? And in this case, it's a Vedic society. Karmana. Vaidika karmana dvija uchyate. Then the person, by the time 6, 7 years old, girl or boy, they have to start doing Sandhya Vandanam. And so then karma is there, comes into the life of a Vedic person. That's this kind of a definition. So now suddenly discipline, the person becomes disciplined. And even going to school, you should include going to school here also. And so the child doesn't want to go to school, crying. And then after some time, it gets used to it. Takes a little while to be away from mother, father, and all. Doesn't know. So then its whole its level, it's matured now. It can live away from mother and father for long period of time, right? 4 hours, 5 hours, then 6 hours, and slowly it becomes 8 hours. And so, okay, karmana dvija uchyate. Dvija is second birth. Vedic karma gives a second birth. Why? Because previously mother and father, now Veda becomes the mother of this boy or girl. Because another mother has come. It's called dvija. There's a word called dvija. Dvija also means these birds are all called dvijas. Two birds are there, correct? First egg. Egg is the first birth. Then outside the egg it comes. Second birth. Therefore dvija. They're also called dvijas. So, karmana dvija uchyate. Then look at this. Veda pathena viprasyat. Then this guy is told, this is not enough. You have to really study the Veda. You have to study the Veda. You study everything else and include the Veda also. And Veda pathena vipraha. Vipraha means now you are beginning to get exposed to the things that really matter to you. Vipraha, the technical word vipraha. I don't know how to translate that. Anyway, Veda Pati, you can say. Veda Pati becomes. And then finally, look at this. Brahmano Brahma Vedanat. Brahmano Brahma Vedanat. Means, is the purpose of all this studying Veda also? If somebody asks, what is the purpose of studying the Veda? Yeah. You have to know what Brahma is. Brahma Vedanat, what do you become then? Brahmana. That is the technical definition of Brahma. All the jati and all don't apply there. And so, Janmana jayate shudraha karmana drija uchyate veda pathena viprasya brahmano brahma vedana. That means what? That person began his life or her life as a shudra and ended up becoming a brahman. Okay? You should not bring all this caste and all that into here. It has nothing to do with caste. Jati, nothing to do. This definition, nothing to do, right? So therefore, that growth is there, envisioned by the Veda for every human being. This is how it is. You have to know Brahman within this life. In fact, it won't leave you. Say, no, this is it, human. Manushyanam nara janma durlabham. Durlabham. So therefore, the Veda is going to not let you go. Therefore, but then the Veda understands. This guy is going to be an Arthakami, then Kamakami, maybe Dharmakami. If he is lucky, he's going to follow Dharma also. Veda recognizes. Simply just downloading, 1 terabyte of moksha into the WhatsApp will not work. He knows that. Vedas knows that. Therefore, Karma Kanda. Jnana Kanda chod do, baad mein, let's keep it aside. Karma Kanda is important. Okay. And so the Veda starts with Karma Kanda. 95% of the Veda is Karma Kanda. Related to karma only. Ritual. Dharma. And based on what I want. I want money. Yes. I want jnanam. Yes. I want children. Yes. I want furthermore different types of security. Yes. I want Aishwaryam. Yes. I want to compete with Indra. Yes. Yes. Example.
Nachiketa's father.
Vishwajit. Vishwajit. Exactly. So everything is there. And so, therefore, the karma kanda. Now, within karma kanda also, then of course you've got artha, kama, karma. So desire for dharma is even more subtler than desire for artha. So therefore, in karma kanda also there is a gradation on what you want also. I want dharma, I want punyam. I want punyam if I say, then I have to let go of a little bit of artha. I have to give up the artha. Like this Vajashravas. Sorry, his name is Vajashravas. I said Vishwajit. He was doing the yaga called Vishwajit. So Vajashravas. So Vajashravas became pauper. He went on the streets. That's just too amazing. Only I don't think you'll find it in any non-Vedic culture. You will not have this kind of stuff. You won't have it. Tyaga. Tyaga is just reigns supreme in our culture. Tyaga. Only the Tyagi is respected, worshipped. Only the Tyagi will come to know the Brahma. That's how it is. That's the catch. That's the catch in the Shastra, right? So Karma Kanda wants me to go and get things. Artha, Kama, and Dharma. Go, act. Be active. Don't keep sleeping. So Tamas, it wakes up. Wakes you up. Can't be tamasic. Go do something. And so Artha you want, come on, go get, do. Even without the Veda, you can get a lot of Artha. And I'll tell you more ideas to get you some Artha. So like that, it makes us, it knows, at least be selfishly active. Previously inactive, then selfishly active. Selfishly active, yeah, go for it. Go for it. You have no choice, in fact. Better be selfish. It's okay. And then what? Then unselfishly active. Selflessly active. Is it possible? Selfless activity. That's possible. Outreach activities. Outreach. There are people in Tamil Nadu, the flood relief, the majority of work going on is through the Seva Bharati and RSS. Believe it or not. That's it. And so selflessly active. These people just have given up their whole life. They've just, it's as though they've become sannyasis, except they are doing seva. They're doing seva. They're not in an ashram. And so RSS just, the whole network just kicks in like that. Amazing it is. And so selflessly active. Okay. And that's how it works. So when that happens, previously what the tamas was there. So in that body, tamas was predominant. Tamas, sattvam, rajas, abhibhuvaya, bhavati, bharata, we saw just now. So tamas predominant. TRS or TSR? Tamas, rajas, TRS. TRS. No, don't go to Telangana and all. TRS. Just let's stick with Tamas, Rajas, and Sattvam for now. Okay. And so, why not Sattvam? Well, if Tamas is predominant, only Rajas can be numbered. From Tamas, from inertia, I can't jump to Gita class. Not possible. Not possible. You got to pump up. Pump up. Kuch na kuch music dalo. Put on your headphones and just do something. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. And Swami was saying, Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said, that we are in tamas right now. Our whole country is in tamas because we've been brainwashed. We are just gone. We've been looted. Nothing. We have to now not study Bhagavad Gita. No. That's not what he recommended. He said, guys, you got to get up. Get up, kick these guys out first. I mean, without saying that, he said it. And so this Raja Yoga now highlight. And so he said, give me people who can give blood, and then I'll show you freedom. Like that and all, he taught. Generally, a sannyasi will not talk that. But he knew exactly what is needed for the country. Correct? He said, you can't sit like this accepting everything that comes in. And you don't even understand your own dharma itself. So like that, he just created a huge movement, right? And so selfish active, become selflessly active. Be in the activity mode. Make in India karo. Do something. Start something. Or join the independence movement. Something you have to do. Okay. So therefore, from sakama karma to nishkama karma. Look at that. Look at the guy, how we are moving. Fine. Be active. But now do more activity and giving up the idea for I, me, myself. Let go. They now start giving to society. Yeah? And so then how long should I do it? Well, you're not supposed to keep on. Activity is not the goal of life. Correct? Activity is not the goal of life. Then what? Then I must from karma yoga. Okay. What does it say? Selflessly active is karma yoga. From karma yoga, I have to go to jnana yoga. Why? Because Brahmano Brahma Vedanath. From Shudra to Brahmana. Right? Brahma Vedana. You have to know this. Means you have to think. Chintanam. Chintanam has to come. You have to begin to think. Think about life and yourself. And so, and slowly all that comes. Jnana Yoga. So Upasanam will come, Prarthana, Puja, everything will come. And it should end up with Shravanam, Mananam, Nidithyasam. So what did we say? First, TRS, Tamas, Rajas, Sattvam. Then Tamas becomes secondary. Therefore, Rajas, Tamas, Sattvam. Rajas, Tamas, Sattvam. Rajas, active guy. But Tamas is backing this Rajas. Therefore, selfish. Correct? Tamas. Then third character. Rajas is predominant. Therefore, the guy is dynamic and ambitious. But Sattvam is secondary. Sattva upasarjana Raja pradhana purushaha. That guy Sattvam is secondary. The dynamic and active, but he knows what's good for me, my family, my society, what's good, and my country, what's. He has a right, he will think like that. And therefore, he may be a businessman, but he will serve the society through that business. That's the type of Rajas, primary, secondary, Sattvam, tertiary is Tamas. Then what? Then Sattvam takes over. Sattvam should take over. And Sattvam secondary can only be Rajas. A Sattvic person cannot be, second cannot be Tamas. Okay? Because Tamas is further. That's how it works. Guna works. And so TRS RTSRST. Okay. So those are the four possibilities, combinations of guna. So he's saying combination is what previous shloka he said that combination. There's no such thing as always trigunatmika. So therefore that's the journey. Journey from what? Inactivity to selfless activity to selfish activity to selfless activity to vichara. To vichara. Vichara is last. And we should say, so vichara. That's how it should. Because sattvam is jnanam, jnanatmakam. Therefore, the beauty is when this kind of a growth is there, the guy, when he or she finally comes to, now look at this, before I go there, ashrama, connect it with ashrama, brahmacharya ashrama, then grahastha ashrama, setting up a family. You have to be selfish. Selfish means what? I have to have a family like that. So that's selfishly active. Then further, vanaprastha ashrama. Now it's more about society and self-growth. Previously, self-aggrandizing, security, arthan kama, grahastha. Then now arthan kama is there. Okay, it's enough. And then give, and find out what's purpose of life. Vanaprastha ashrama. Then sannyasa ashrama. Sannyasa ashrama. So when a person becomes a sannyasi, therefore that person would have gone through all these phases. That person will never have guilt. I did not do this, I did not do that. Why? Because the whole life was all doing only. And I did properly. I went through all these stages. Some people will take a long time. Some people will take very little. They can become sannyasis at a very young age. And that person will never have a guilt. A sannyasi should not have guilt. I should have married. What kind of a guilt it is? After becoming a sannyasi, he's thinking of marriage. That's very sad. That means what? It's a trap for that person. That's it. You can't enjoy sannyasa life. And grasta also is gone. And so it's just a Trishanku, like hanging in midair. Okay. So that's the idea here. And purpose is for our own self growth. All this analysis for self growth, not for judging or assessing others. That's an important thing. So look at this shloka. We chanted this Sarvat Vareshu. Dehesmin Prakasha Upajayate. Look at it this way. Yada tada. Correct? You saw those words. Yada and tada. When something happens, then this happens. Okay, see, here, I forgot to mention one thing. We said two things Krishna was going to say. One is what? Lakshanam. Guna Lakshanam. What is guna? Explain to me what sattvam is. That's what he did in the first 1, 2, 3 shlokas. Explain to me the lakshanam. And number 3, how the guna binds me. So bandha prakaram we said. Bandhana prakaram. Bandha prakaram. Those two things. Now, the question is, where do I stand? They in psychology and all that, self-improvement, self-assessment. Where do I stand? I need to know where I stand so that I can then do the right things, right? I can do what's appropriate for me. I can't do what everybody else is doing because everybody is different. What's appropriate for me is specific to me. Therefore, where do I stand? What is my composition? What pradhana I am, right? Which of these 3 I am or 4 I am? So that is what he's going to talk about here, that third aspect he's going to talk about. And so, what are the indicators of Sattva Guna? Sattva Pradhana Purusha, if you say, what are the indicators? We already know it. Thinking and all we said, right? Ability to deliberate over things. That's the Sattva Guna. So, therefore, he is now going to say the self-assessment. Sattva Guna Lingam. Lingam means indicator. Lingam means indicator. That's why Shiva Lingam. Shiva Lingam is an indicator. Indicator of what? Beginningless, endless, infinite. That is called Lingam. So by looking at Shiva Lingam, I can appreciate the infinite. It is pointing to the infinite. That's why it is called Lingam. Okay. That's the definition of Lingam. Anyway. So look at this. Asmin Dehe, in this body, right? In this body, Sarvadvareshu Prakasha Upajayate. Sarvadvareshu. So Dwara means immediately you will say Navadvara Pure Dehi. Like that we've seen before. Yeah. So here Navadvara not needed. Sarvadvareshu Prakasha Upajayate. Referring to this sense organs. Indriyan. Dwara means Indriyan. Doors, gateways. Just the sense organs. Sense organs are meant, they're doors. So they should be open and closed. They're meant to open and close, no doubt. We do that. And it collects data, it receives data, they all receive data. 5 data receivers are there, Sarvadvareshu. And then when it comes, there is another instrument inside called mind that is processing all the data. Okay. And then for what purpose? Prakasha Upajayate. Prakasha Upajayate. This fellow has to decide what is useful for me. So I will see only the things I want to see. I listen to only things that I want to listen to. And then once I listen to those things, then something must happen. Some change must happen. So the mind gets illuminated, prakasha. And Shankaracharya uses a word for that. Antakaranasya buddhehe vrittihi, he says. Means knowledge has to take place. Knowledge has to take place. Buddhehe. In fact, he says the next line, look at that. Jnanam, he says. Jnanam. So when that illumination happens, which is called jnanam, very interesting. Krishna uses says like that. Prakasha should happen. Means the mind and the sense organs must collaborate effortlessly, seamlessly. Like how? Like somebody invited you, your family and others, they invited you home for some lunch or dinner. And then you're there and then you're talking and all. And then lunchtime has come, everything, and you watch, everything is happening. What's happening? The children are doing something, the father, mother, everybody is just bringing things, taking things, and then asking people, do you want water? Do you want juice? Everything is happening. And then taking dishes out this way, dishes coming this way. Everything is happening smoothly. No orders given, nothing. Everything is happening smooth. Everybody is playing their role. Everybody's playing their role. And so, like that, it should happen. The mind and the sense organs should work in unison, in collaboration. Then only things will work. Prakasha upajaya, prakasha upajayate. Okay. So, and so Swamiji says, absorbing capacity. Person has the capacity to absorb what's coming. Yeah, what is the use of having all these sense organs if the data is not used properly? Or if the sense organs are not directed properly? Okay. And so, in comic strips, you know what they do? When they get an idea, they put a bulb. And then they put a bulb. You know, that's coming to my mind right now. There's some light, illumination. Got it. I got it. I have an idea. The crow gets an idea. Oh, I know how to get this water up. You know, like that idea is. All right. So that's Prakasha. And so alertness, concentration, ability to focus on what you really want, all those things are there. And we should bring all that in. Yeah. Now, in a tamaf pradhana person also, the knowledge has to be gained the same way, the way we describe. But it's going to be slow. It's going to be disinterested. It's going to happen occasionally. But the sattva predominant person, this is natural for them, right? So, prakasha upajayate, that kind of illumination is born, and jnanam, and that illumination, Shankaracharya says, tadeva jnanam, that is called jnanam. That is called jnanam. And yada, when this happens, when this kind of a collaborative teamwork is happening, okay, tada, then vidyat, vidyat, may you know. Hey Arjuna, is the word Arjuna here? Uh, no, it's not there. But yeah, Vidya, may you know, Arjuna, may you know. Vidyat, Sanskrit students. Viddat, Vidjnane, second gana. So Vidyat, Vidyatam, Vidyuhu, etc. Vidhiling, Vidhiling it is. Yeah. So may you know, or may not may you know. Sorry, may one know. It's not you. I'm very sorry. Take back. Not Arjuna. Arjuna doesn't come here. May one know. May one know. May it be known, right? That what? Vivruddham sattvam iti uta. So Shankaracharya says when this happens, and when this kind of knowledge takes place, right? Upajayate tada jnana prakashena lingena, then that is a linga. Remember, we said sattva lingam is going to be talked about here. What is the indication that I am sattva pradhana? If you ask, then by that linga, by these indicators, by the way the person is leading a life, okay, in this manner, when prakashaha, jnanam arises, person has a inclination to know things. That's the only thing is highlighting here, right? Then may you know that sattvam vivriddham iti. Sattvam vivriddham iti. Means what? Sattvam is udbhutam. Shakracharya says udbhutam. Sattvam is predominant. Sattvam is plentiful. Sattvam is copious. Sattvam is plentiful. That's what I said already. Large, increased, abundant. Okay, that is the meaning of vivriddham. Vivriddham. Iti. Like that, may one know. Uta. Uta means Shakracharya says api. When I was looking at the shloka, then I said Uta. And so I know somebody will ask me what is Uta. So I said I have to spend some time on it because I looked up the Bhashya. What does Shakracharya say? So you are making me work very hard. I think I'm getting that. Uta. Anyway, Uta is equal to Api. That's what he says. But he doesn't say what Api means because Api has many meanings. Now where will you go? You can't look up the dictionary. Dictionary will have give you many meanings, context. So Swami Dayanandaji says, indeed. That's how he translates. Swami Paramarthanandaji does not translate Uta. In case you want to make a note, you can go when you meet Swami Paramarthanandaji, you can ask him that question. Okay. Why do I need a linga? Why do I need? Hey, because good, nowhere it's written in the neti, in this forehead, you are sattva guna pradhana. So it won't come like that. It's all subtle. Guna is subtle. And so guna can only be inferred. Inferred. That is why counselors, school, there's a time when I was really interested in the job of a counselor. Really understand what a person, how to help a person. How to help a person. You have to understand the person in order to help the person first. So a counselor's job is not easy. They have to, college counselors and all, they have to know what is good. They need not be experts in any particular subject per se. They just need to have that mindset that engineering means this guy is this kind of mindset. Science means mindset is little different. You can't put him in some kind of a construction project and all. He won't like. And then other fields, this kind of medicine means some people have that inclination. So that is the shloka here. Okay. So Anuman, because what I was saying is lingam. You need a lingam means you need an indicator. You need a sign to like the diagnostic tests. All diagnostic tests are all based on that. From temperature of the body, measuring temperature and pressure onwards, and then more and more complicated tests. All are called lingas. Lingas to find out what exactly is the problem inside. Is it an infection, viral infection, bacterial infection, or no infection but some problem? Everything. Okay, let's translate the shloka. When illumination which is called knowledge, or when illumination, that is knowledge, is born in all the sense organs, is born in all the sense organs. In this body, is born in all the sense organs in this body, then may one know, indeed, uta, indeed, that sattva is predominant. When illumination, that is knowledge, is born in all the sense organs in this body, then may one know indeed that sattva is predominant. Okay, let's read the next one. लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः
लोभप्रवृत्तिरारम्भः
कर्मणामशमः स्पृहा
कर्मणामशमस्पृहा
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ.
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ.
Okay, let's look at this. Same thing, similar idea. Now, rajas, not sattva. So let's look at it differently. Okay, rajasi vivruddhe. Hey, Bharatarshava. Look at the second line. Second line, first word, rajasi etani. That is the way to split that, right? Two words are there. Rajasi etani. Rajasi vivruddhe means what? It's Sati Saptami, Sanskrit words. Rajasi vivruddhe sati. When rajas is predominant, the previous shloka we saw sattvam vivruddham. Here, rajasi vivruddhe sati. Another way of saying, when rajas is predominant, okay? Hey Arjuna, Bharatarshipha, then what? Lobhaha. Lobhaha. Lobhaha generally means greed. And you can bring in ambition. Okay, drive, you know the drive. Companies look for people with drive. They love people who have drive. They will just go and get the job done. Correct? The company leaders want you to get the job done. That's it. And if you can get it done without asking me, that's even better. Okay. So that drive is so important. And because Rajas predominant, then we should ask, what about Sattvam and Tamas? Which one is secondary? If you ask, okay, two possibilities are there. Two possibilities are there. So in one case, it will be greed. In other case, it will be ambition to serve the country, develop the country. Both cases, material prosperity, correct? Not spirituality, material prosperity, correct? Because that's how it is, activity. And so both tracks, you will have both tracks. And so lobaha, so it can be either greed or it can be ambition. A selfless ambition can be there, right? And then pravrittihi, so that loba, that desire, that desire to possess or achieve, make the country progress, whichever negative or positive. I want to, either it is self-aggrandization, I want more and more and more, or I want the country to grow, whichever, those two extremes, okay? And then pravritti, so what do you do? Pravritti. Pravritti means activity, busy, busyness. Maybe that's how business word came, I don't know. Busy, active, planning. And so the guy is going to be constantly thinking of some project or the other, constantly doing stuff. And no time for anything else. Anything else means such a person you can't invite for a Bhajagovindam class and all. It won't work. It won't work. Donald Trump, I remember when I was studying, doing my PhD, and I had subscribed to this Time magazine, and every week or something, I used to get, it's a weekly magazine. I used to get it. So I used to read the Time magazine. And I used to follow a lot of news. I used to read a lot of analysis about. And I remember this Donald Trump those days became very popular. This is something like late 80s, late 80s, 89, 90, that time frame. I remember well because that's when I moved from a apartment where four of us were living, and then I moved to a single bedroom apartment. In fact, efficiency. Efficiency is a good concept. It's efficiency means just a one room. That's it. One corner there'll be a stove will be there. You can cook. Then this side bed will be there. Cot. That's it over. And this was on top of a house, and so the roof was like this. And so my bed was right below that edge of this thing. And so if you get up like this, then your head will get hit. So very interesting. Anyway, so there this Trump guy, they was making money left and right, buying and selling hotels. That was his business. Big building. Hotel me, you should think some 10-room hotel and all. No, no. They are 10 floor, 20 floor hotel, 30 floor Las Vegas. And he used to buy and sell these. And he was a popular guy. He was there and all over the news. They used to ask him about life. How you must be having great time. You must be having great time. You know what he said? I don't have time to enjoy the money. Can you believe this? Honest response it is. Very honest. I'm very surprised he said that. And that's why he's stuck here. I don't have time to enjoy. Something like that he had said. So pravritti, just drive, drive, drive. And so such people you ask, very interesting conversation will have. Have you really thought about what you want in your life? No, yeah, I don't have time for all that. And I don't know. I'm curious to see what kind of response they give. And so, opposite of nivritti, because all this Gita class and all, nivritti. Remember that. Very important words. Pravritti, nivritti. Because why nivritti? You should be active? No, you should also be active. But primarily it is nivritti because I'm studying a Shastra which is going to tell me even heaven, yata iha tata amutra. The heaven also, if you are thinking you are going to go to heaven, that pravritti also, this Advaita Vedanta will stop. Therefore, fully liberty, full breaks and all that. But thinking, all right. And so, then ashama, karmanam arambhaha. Obviously, pravritti means karmanam arambhaha. Many projects are started. Okay. Ashamaha. Ashamaha. What is shama? What is Tattva Bodha's definition of Shama? Shama Kim, like that the student asked. Then the teacher said, Mano Nigraha. That's it. That's all he said. That's all he said. Mano Nigraha. Mastery of the mind. You must use mind should serve you. You should not serve the mind. Mind should serve you. That's the meaning of Mano Nigraha. So this guy's Ashamaha is an Ashamaha. That means this guy's mind is restless because constantly scheming and planning what to do next, how this, how that, etc. And so impatient, short-tempered, potentially. Ashamaha is a see, Tamadama Shatka Sampatti we talk about. And here the opposite of that is given. And so Swamiji says, this guy realizes I'm impatient. So he wants patience, it seems. He goes to Bhagavan and says, hey Bhagavan, please give me patience. Please give me patience. Right now, I want patience, okay? Like that he said. Right now. So, Kriha, attachment further, is attached to all the things he wants. And so, Kriha, we saw in the fourth chapter also. Mamam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spruha, like that we saw. And so, possibly a mani also. Mani. Because attachment is there. I want to achieve and all that. I am going to boast about my accomplishments. Therefore, mani. That's why we saw amanitvam. So he's a mani, not an amani. Mani. And so that's the idea of this shloka where Krishna is giving the lingas or indicators for Rajoguna. Okay. Let's see the translation. Arjuna, the foremost in the clan of Bharata. Greed, 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . 3 . Interesting. Physical restlessness, because ashama is mental restlessness. Pravritti is physical restlessness. So greed, physical restlessness, undertaking of activities, karmanam arambha, mental restlessness, longing, longing. And put a hyphen there. These are born when rajas is predominant. These are born when rajas is predominant. Okay. Arjuna, the foremost in the clan of Bharata, greed, physical restlessness, undertaking of activities, mental restlessness, longing. These are born when rajas has increased or rajas is predominant. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om